What if the moment you've been waiting for your entire life wasn't the closure you expected, but the unraveling that sets you free? What if what you thought was missing actually revealed what was never lost? This is not a story about endings. It's a story about awakening, about the sacred moment when reunion becomes revelation. This space honors all paths of connection, healing, and family, grounding ourselves in sacred teachings as we are anchored in ancient roots, ready to rise from the soil of our past. I'm Michelle Irene Stupsky, here to guide you through stories, insights, and spiritual practices that will help you heal and rediscover your true belonging. Welcome back to Angels, Adoption, and Ancestors. I am your host, Michelle Irene Stupsky. I am a certified spiritual life coach, author, and oracle card creator. And while adoption isn't my complete story, and it definitely does not define who I am, it is a part of me that has been influenced in many, many ways. And being that November is Adoption Awareness Month, we invite in a divine presence who helps guide us along the way with new perspectives, new ways of belonging, and new ways of remembering who we are. In spiritual practices, we are reminded that adoption in all its forms is an invitation to receive differently, to reimagine connection, and to open our hearts to what was once too painful to hold. In today's episode, I'll share a chapter, The Reunion That Unraveled Me, in my new book that will be coming out in 2026. It's a deeply personal story of me finding my birth mother and how that experience became less about answers and more about awakening. So take a deep breath with me as we step in together into this sacred unraveling. There was this moment when fear met faith, and the angel of guidance shows us what it really means to come home to yourself. Now, let's remember that even if you're not adopted and you are listening, please keep listening, because this could help you with someone that you know that may be adopted, or even somebody that is disconnected from a family member or a loved one and they're feeling a little lost. You may be able to help better understand from a new perspective and help them out. The initial story of finding my birth mom was quite miraculous, but for now, we're going to jump right into this next part, and I think you'll understand why in a minute. So as the weeks passed after I initially found my birth mom online, and allowing for that initial shock of it all to disperse, I finally caught my breath, and in that moment, I knew it was time. It was time to reach out to her. It was time to take that next sacred, scary step, but fear whispered loudly. What if I disrupted her life? What if she had a family who knew nothing about me? What if my presence unraveled something so beautiful? But still, a deeper knowing stirred. It was a whisper from my angels that reminded me this connection is a part of your healing. And if you don't try, regret will sit heavier than rejection. So I met with my dear friend Chrissy to plan the approach, and we decided that she would make the first call, and it felt softer that way. It was less direct, less personal, less painful. And within 10 seconds into the initial phone call, Sandy responded with 4 simple words. Yes, you found me. Just like that, everything changed. Those words washed over me like a wave of warmth and relief, but also an undercurrent of fear. I felt the sacred collision, past and present, merging in real time. And that evening, we set the call for 8 o'clock. This was a divine appointment that was written in the stars long before either one of us was born. My husband and I went for a walk between that call and the call to be. He was buzzing with excitement, but I was wrapped in uncertainty, and I was torn between hope and fear, loyalty and longing. Legacy, it's not always peaceful. Sometimes it's bumpy, unsettling, and raw, but sacredness often hides in places that we least expect to find it. That night, as I prepared to meet the woman who brought me into this world, I felt the presence of the angel of guidance. She whispered softly to breathe, stay open, and you're safe. This was not just a reunion, it was a doorway, a sacred awakening. The angel of guidance reminds us that not all reunions look like fairy tales. Sometimes they are unravelings, beautifully sacred, deeply human unravelings that make space for truth. Her wings hold us when life doesn't fit into tidy little boxes. And she teaches that adoption is not replacement, it's expansion. To adopt is to receive with love, to welcome the unknown, to reimagine belonging. She stands beside anyone who is misplaced or unseen or uncertain of where they belong, and she gently whispers, "You were never lost. You are being guided home through remembrance." So whether you're an adoptee, an adoptive parent, or someone learning to adopt a new way of seeing your life, this angel of guidance walks with you. She helps you reparent the parts of yourself that still wait for permission to exhale. When I met my birth mother, I thought I'd find closure, but instead I found questions. I thought reunion would silence that ache that lived in my chest, but what it did was open me wider to reach into places that the shadow lived. True belonging is a space within your soul. The angel of guidance helped me see that adoption in all its forms is not about filling a void. It's about transforming what was once felt broken as an invitation to healing. We choose forgiveness every time we release control, every time we adopt a new belief about what love can look like. We become participants in divine adoption. We are adopted into light. We are adopted into grace. We are adopted into remembrance of who we truly are. So now I ask you this. What parts of you are you still holding your breath for, waiting for permission to exhale? Where have you been searching outside of yourself for belonging? What if home has been within you all along? I want to tell you that you're seen. The family or connection seek that you lost, it lives within your light. Adopt your own becoming. Adopt peace. Adopt the truth that love has never left you. Every door that opened, even the painful ones, was guiding you closer to yourself. You are the reunion that you've been waiting for. Breathe into that. Feel the warmth of her light around you. Let your heart expand to receive this truth. Thank you for listening, for sharing this sacred space, for choosing to remember the light within you. And if this message moved you, share it or leave a comment or send it to someone who may need a reminder of their own divine belonging. Because when we share these stories, we share our light together. Until next time, may you walk with grace, guided by the angels who remind you, you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to belong to your soul. What if the moment that you've been waiting for your entire life wasn't the closure that you expected, but the unraveling that sets you free?